Ah, we are live. All right, let's look at this real quick. See if I can send this link out to everybody. All right, didn't lose everybody. Jeez. Shared. Boom. You're here. You have arrived. What's up, baby Gia? How's your day going? Took me 20 minutes to get dressed today and put on a little makeup. Oh, cool. So he won't be interrupting you. Hey everyone, I see there's 3 people in. I'm about to get some stuff together so we can have discussion. I want to be able to see the notes better, so I need to open up my YouTube. Yeah, you do need a break. Kids are something, huh? It's like funny because I went through all that with my daughters, and then you were helping me with them, and now you got yours. Hello, Free. Glad you're here. It's great having kids. They're cute and annoying. All of that. All of that. Okay, so I'm gonna also turn this down so I can look at it, but because I can't see chat that well right now. And I totally, as always, cannot prepare. Here we go. All right, I could see myself. So how's everybody going so far? Ah, thank you. You watched the video? Yeah, it was like almost exactly 2 years ago. In April, late April that happened. So 2 years ago now, we went viral and it was pretty chaotic and I was having a lot of anxiety over it. So I know a lot of people wanted to see me actually say something, and I was like, nope, I'm just gonna focus on school and stuff like that. But I'm glad that it did so much help for everybody in the world. Maybe not everybody, but a lot of people said that it was great for them. Let's see. Pull this to the side. Probably pull up, because I always have somebody come in and want to talk some craziness and ask me to get some backing. So once again, I am going to have plenty of links and stuff. I have an article I wrote recently, and it was actually for my political science research final paper. And so what did I do? Well, my teacher said that we should do a journal log and of everything that we noticed politically going on. And of course it's the primaries, so I pretty much did a log on that. And it was crazy because I pay attention a lot on Twitter to what people say. You want me to say happy birthday to your best friend? Happy, is it Nick Gurr? Gurr. Happy birthday, Nick Gurr. I hope you're having a good birthday, even if you are dealing with this COVID lockdown and everything. You know, you got some family with you. Oh, interesting. I forgot my keyboard isn't working right. Look at this. Why do I have such a tiny keyboard? Expensive. Had it for 2 years. Already not working. Not good. Yeah, I know. Everything breaks on me. It's like the cute. I'm like trying to type happy and I just get appy. So I can't really search things today, so we're just gonna have to sit here and talk. But I did do this article and I'm gonna end up posting it, and it's on my my website, classgatemedia.com. I'll wait a few minutes for other people to come in though. Ah, Free, you enjoyed your lockdown because you're with your kids and wife. That is so sweet. I just read somewhere that that the divorce rates are going to go up really high because people are discovering that they're not really uh, compatible with each other for being in lockdown. So I think that's pretty interesting. Hey, aloha. Is it good to see you? I don't want to like butcher your name because I'm not good at saying names. Kuipo. It's good to see you too, though. Welcome to the chat. And mahalo. It's my Hawaiian friends. Ah, okay. You're from Vegas. Vegas. How's Vegas doing? And like I was saying, it's always good when you have good love with your family. You picked a good wife. It's still dirty. So is San Francisco and Oakland. It's dirty everywhere. Should we say metaphorically and and physically dirty? No. I don't know. We're actually doing pretty good in the Bay Area right now. Yeah. You want to be in the Bay Area? You want to be in Oakland? It's beautiful out here. I could kind of show you my blinds real quick. Can't really see. Yeah, it's a nice, beautiful day out here. I know last time I ended the chat, I was showing how there was this amazing sunset that just happened to be happening at the time when I walked out there. And I haven't been on chat for a while. I know some people have been asking me. Yeah, I'll give you the Cali feel. One of these days I might just go live outside and show you what's going on at the lake, but a lot of times my service doesn't work very well because if there's a lot of people on their phones, then it doesn't work very well. Yeah, finding somebody compatible is good. It's great. It's a wonderful blessing. I have had a hard time. Aw, thank you. I somewhat tried today. I'm wearing a dress because I need to do laundry. But it's also a nice day, so I could probably walk out because I have to go in a little bit. Oh, hey, Sunshine. Good to see you back in. How have you been? Yeah, let's start with, first off, how is everybody doing right now? You like my vlogs? Thank you, Timber. I'm trying to get better. I'm trying. I'm just gonna keep doing them, I guess. It's about to get hotter next week. Yeah, I know. They're so easy, although this one is starting to like show a lot. But they are very nice to walk around in. I'm 1 in a million. That's always good. You gotta be original. You gotta be yourself. Don't be like all the others. Yes, I'm back, Sunshine. How have you been? Um, you're stuck at home, Timber? Yeah, I think we've all been stuck at home for quite a while. Um, and, you know, I don't know how everybody's been dealing with it. I've actually kind of liked it. It's nice that everything shut down for a minute, even though it's bad for business or people's money, but everybody I know is actually doing pretty good. Um, and it's just relaxing. Like, you know, I had thought about doing live and coming on here, but I just wanted to focus on just doing nothing for once, because I feel like all my life I've always had to do stuff, and especially a lot of stuff for everybody else. So I'm focusing on me now, and it's really nice. How am I doing spiritually? Oh, okay. First off, my cats are doing good, except for one of them. I might have to take her to the vet because she keeps throwing up. But they are doing their usual. They're not in the house, so they're not going to be jumping on live today. And spiritually, I've been doing really great, to the point where I don't even feel like I have to do too much. You know, for a while I was just, let me cleanse the house, let me, you know, constantly clean and all this stuff. And now it's so organized and it's so clean in here, and life has just been, I did a tarot reading a few months ago, and the lady said, just, you know, what this time is meant for is to just sit and do nothing, really, to just take a rest. And I feel like it's a good thing to do, because you bring your energy back. So sometimes we feel like we're constantly having to go do this, and you don't even feel like you're being productive and you're not getting anywhere. But it's really good to take this moment to just relax, because you never know when we're going to have another moment to do that. Yes, thank you. I've needed a lot. And Cod, thank you. Thank you for the love. I love you all. Okay. Oh, I see my mod is good at work there. Thank you. Thank you, Robbie. Just so you know, I have a mod in today. She's great help. She's like my best friend. And she knows that pretty much, thank you, Christian. And so what she is going to probably remove is any kind of like bad language, including myself. I'm trying to be good about it. Sometimes I have really young people come into chat, so I do feel like I have to be somewhat responsible here. And also, if you're gonna either ask me weird stuff that is sexual, that's not gonna be really needed. I'm here to talk, and to talk about also what's going on. You know, maybe, you know, make some people feel better if they want to chat about things that are bringing them down. I talk about politics. I talk about, when we talk about spirituality, I am a Wiccan witch. Meaning I went back to my pagan roots, and I have been studying that for some years now. And it is not a study of the devil, like a lot of people believe. It's not anything like you see on movies or TV or anything like that. It really is just a lot of putting your intentions into things. And so, like, when I cook with good intention. I want this food to bring healing and nourishment and energy, good energy, to keep me going, and everybody else who eats my food. That's like what being a kitchen witch is about, you know. And there's different kinds of witches. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad you're in the chat, Christian. A Timber, did that lady get in trouble from stealing your stuff? No. She disappeared, and I'm a many different kinds of witch. So Jennifer Schulte from the video, everybody always asks this every single time in chat. She has not been found. A lot of people are still wondering where she is, and even reporters sat in front of her house. A lot of people have tried to get her, and she's not found, so I don't know where she went. And she definitely didn't get in prison. It was just a business card anyways. I at the time had been you know, dealing with like this white nationalist stuff where I was going and recording them in Berkeley and everything, and then I was afraid that she was one of these people that were trying to get people fired. They were targeting black people in Oakland and stuff like that. So she said she wanted to try and get him fired. She said she wanted to get him in trouble with his job, and that was his business card. So that's why I was making sure that she wasn't going to take it out and take a picture of it or anything. That's why I was following her and telling her to give back the card. Also, I kept repeating that because I wanted, when she did get on the phone with the dispatch for the police, I wanted them to be aware of what was going on, to maybe think, well, why is she stealing stuff? And maybe think about the situation, because I knew she was going to play the victim role as soon as she got the police there, and you saw what she did. Thank you. Am I a kitchen witch? I consider myself a natural witch, which means that you can do a lot of different things. You could be a kitchen witch, which is when you cook and you use your spells and stuff and that, or you understand, it's really about understanding herbs and different things. But to me, once again, it's just about putting your intention into stuff. I'm clairvoyant, so I have visions. I have had a lot of visions. I make predictions all the time. The people who know me take them seriously. Other people just think, you know, I'm just being my usual crazy self, which is fine. You know, a lot of people don't want to hear your predictions, because your predictions are not going to be nice most of the time, especially when you think about all the stuff we're going through. Wouldn't you have liked somebody to warn you that this was going to happen? But if somebody told you it was going to happen, would you have believed them? That's the whole other thing. People only want to hear what they want to hear. So, yeah. Oh, it's okay. You don't have to be sorry for me. It's totally fine. I mean, the way I see it, we all have our blessings in different ways. And we also have our hardships in different ways. And we are learning lessons in life. So you know, no matter what hardship I've had, I've learned from it, and I feel really good, and I'm in a very good place right now. I'm happy. I don't have anybody holding me back. You know, I am just, I'm pretty much, you know, the only person I have to take care of now is myself, you know, and these two crazy cats of mine. And sometimes my daughters, but they're pretty much grown now, so it's great. You know, I had them young, and now I feel like I'm energized. I don't even feel like I have peaked in life. I don't. I feel like right now for the summer, I'm going to start exercising a lot. And, oh yeah, Christian, let me tell you something about, and my best friend will probably chime in and say something, but I stand up for people all the time because I hate bullying. I grew up with bullies, and it's just one of those things, like, I have no filter either, so if I hear something is going on that shouldn't be, I am going to just go in there. You know, it's like, I just can't not do it. Some people consider me a troublemaker because of it, but this is one time where I did something, and it wasn't like, oh, you're making things difficult, you know? I'm glad that the world is changing in a way where we're reflecting on how backwards we've been, how we don't treat people like humans anymore. Maybe we never have, really, but, you know, I think that society is getting better, and we were in a good time for that video to come out. It was just a perfect timing. I feel that being as a witch, and I also do tarot cards. I don't know if you all want to see them, but being as a witch, I often do tarot cards, and a lot of it is getting those visions through that. And damn, what was my point? Oh yeah, it's the fact that the universe is telling you something, and you might not want to believe it. You know. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm a good troublemaker, right? You might not want to believe it, but the fact is that it's still there, it's a problem, and we have to address it. So, yeah, something like that. I can't remember what I was trying to get to that point there. I don't know. I'm going to get my tarot cards over here. I just got some new ones. was totally, I was gonna talk about online manipulation, right? But let me show you my cards first. Free says, you are a treble tuner. Okay. I like that. So I have these beautiful cards right here. Hi, David. Welcome. Look at these. These are pretty awesome, aren't they? Hi, Megan. My friend says I am a troublemaker, but we love her anyways. Yeah. She knows that I'm like the one that's like, I see trouble, I'm like, I just dart right into it, like I jump into things. But somebody's got to do it, right? Some of us are not meant to go out head crazy into things, you know. We need those chill friends too, which I have. I have friends that like just let me go do my thing, and they watch and make sure that things don't go out of hand, and they'll you know, like, you need somebody to do that too. So let me be crazy, it's fine. Does anybody want me to pull a card? Any questions anybody has before we start? Yes, you want me to pull a card? Let me show you my other cards too, just in case, because this might actually be a good deck for this. Ask a question with great intention, and the cards will reveal your answer. This card deck is pretty cool too. It's got a lot of diverse looking cards in here. There's a little bit of everybody in here, so I love it. So, how do we get low income housing out there? Aha! Well, I don't know if the cards can answer that, because it's more of a, will we get low income, or will things get better, or something like that. They can answer, but how to do it, that's really up to us as a collective. You know, how do you get society to collectively start working to advance things that are more for themselves, right? You know, today I'm actually supposed to go report on a housing strike. So what they did was they did their research, and they discovered the biggest corporate real estate developers. I think that said something like 6. They had some quote that was pretty interesting over here, and collectively the renters for this, they own like hundreds of buildings, right? So say if all of these people that are under the same management decide to rent strike, that means that all of them have power to say they want their rent lowered. That's one way. So thank you. So let's yeah, I can't actually ask that question. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this away, because I need a definite question. But let's talk about why do you stand for people when it's not your business? I think it is my business. For one thing, if people ask me to, I'm gonna be there for them. And the reason is, now there's a difference between getting in people's business when it's not necessary. I like to let people live their life. I don't like getting in people's business. But if somebody is clearly in need of help, and it is unique for me to do so, then I'm going to stand up to the challenge. Because if you don't take care of your community is not going to take care of you, and it's going to be a mess. And I think that we live in a time where you could see how that happens, right? You know, when you think of these people that are like individual, and they're like I don't have to worry about anybody else and all that kind of stuff. Well, you know, when it comes down to it, having that mentality means that all of your friends are going to think that way too. And when you are down and out, they're not going to be there for you. So it is actually much more, to me, you can't think of it as this selfless act. You have to think of taking care of your community is part of taking care of yourself. It is actually a selfish act. I want people around me to be successful, to be doing good, because it helps a lot. Like, I don't need everybody around me being broke. I want to go out and have fun with them if I have money, you know? Like, so it's just better, right? It makes sense, you know, take care of your community. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I don't know how to apply for housing. Out here it's practically impossible, and there's like a huge waiting list. So I have never been successful for applying for housing. I live in a little apartment that I happened to get just at the right time before all the houses started going up out here. So, aha. Okay, great. I have somebody at the door. Hold on. Yeah, that's for you. Here you go. You're welcome. Thank you. Come on, buddy. Hold on. Come here. I have a dog. He's not mine, but his name is Miles. Isn't he cute? Okay, Miles, go back. Go back. Okay. Okay, so why don't we go back to the topic? Because I'm probably going to stay in for another half an hour. And the topic is online manipulation. I had written a story about it. It was for my political science class. And the final, she said, do a journal for several months and put your observations. So my observations was this whole thing where, and I was actually doing live and talking about politics with a lot of you. It had to do with like this division between the political left leaning people, and I have considered myself, you know, full disclosure, a bit more of a leftist and progressive, but when it comes down to it, like a lot of the left, I don't actually feel like I am with them. And a lot of it has to do with like, there's one, what do they call it? One issue voters. A lot of people on all sides of the spectrum are only for like one issue. So say your issue might be housing. Yes. You know, that might be your only issue, and you might not be so focused on police violence against black people in black neighborhoods. You might not be for it, but you might not like be like, oh, that's my main focus. And the two of those things actually go together. Like a lot of these issues all go together. It goes back to, why do you take care of your community? Well, because my community, if it's hurting, then I'm going to be hurting, or I'm just going to have to end up leaving. So why not take care of my community and the people around me, and then we're all doing good. What I noticed was being on Twitter that I was a Warren supporter, and I would constantly get trolled for it. And I was like, gee, this is like dealing with Trump supporters. It's almost, you know, like they would put insults and all kinds of stuff, and it was just really bizarre, because I was like, these are Bernie supporters, and your focus in this primary is to go against Warren. And mind you, there's like 20 candidates, and of all the candidates you choose to attack Warren. So the reason why I wrote about this was because I have a lot of Sanders followings, and a lot of them were like, oh, I would have preferred, you know, I would have been happy with Warren. So there was a lot of Sanders supporters who actually would have been for Warren, but the people online were totally different. And there was this disconnect. So the story pretty much goes into how that whole disconnect happened, how, see, we got other people who like Warren. She's not, I mean, she's definitely not terrible. And if you think about it, if Warren and Sanders had really aligned together, they would have had a bigger coalition that probably could have left either Sanders or Warren in the primaries now against Biden, or could have beaten Biden. But now we just have Biden. And why do we have Biden? Because all the other candidates that were moderate dropped out and then supported him. They all made a coalition. The left does not know how to make a coalition. That's just all I'm going to say. Especially for a lot of people who are communists and socialists, I don't understand how you get to that point. Like, who? I called the cops. I've only called the cops once in my life. So Prince Arthur came in here and said I called the cops. I didn't call the cops. I don't know what I didn't call the cops. What are you talking about? First off, don't come into chat and just say I called the cops. Like, where are you coming from? So my friend says it was especially important in the BBQ Becky situation for Michelle to stand up to her. The woman changed her story really quickly when she was confronted by her. And I feel like that, even just that example is a good example of how online manipulation works. Somebody will come in, they'll bully certain people, and then when the spotlight is on them, they will act like victims, and then they'll say it's all somebody else's fault, and they'll change their story, and then there's so much information getting put out constantly about this one subject that everybody gets tired. Prince Arthur, who am I? Well, did you subscribe to me because of a BBQ Becky video or something like that? That's maybe why you subscribe to me. My name is Michelle. Nice to meet you. I do not call police unless there was only one time in my life I ever called the police, and that was because my brother was chasing me up the street, and I thought he was going to attack me for sure. So, yeah. I don't know. I've never needed to call the police. I don't need to. I diffuse things on my own. You really could do community policing, and most of the time we don't need to call the police for anything. Like, seriously. No, I'm not barbecue. Dude, do I look like that woman? Why do people think that? I don't look like her. Look at me. Do you see me? Do you see me? I don't look like her. Okay? I am the woman that confronted her. I'm the one that filmed the video. I'm the one sitting there give me my card back. Man. It's okay. I was saying I kind of just dipped out when all that was going on anyways. I didn't say you were being racist. Nah. I just saying, I do not look like that woman. I mean, maybe you think all white people look alike. A lot of them do. I don't really care. Right. Thank you for keeping me on track. Online manipulation. So online manipulation is, for example, kind of like that, where somebody is, they're putting up so much information that we become tired. And we don't know what to listen to anymore. We don't know what to believe. That's pretty much what's happening right now. There's conspiracy theories. There's all kinds of stuff. So let me read a little bit of this, and then I will put the link later on. Also, in case anybody wants to read it, it's at my website, classic8media.com. That's classic8media.com. That is my website. Subscribe to it, and then you will get email notifications when I publish stuff, and I plan on doing this, continuing on. I've finished so much schoolwork now that I can actually focus on this. So here is what I wrote. It would appear as if certain people are more susceptible to misinformation and propaganda. That friend of yours on Facebook claiming COVID-19 came from 5G towers. How many of you heard of that one? Because they saw it on YouTube with a video that broke it down. This is why I put all of my references there, because everything I say has backing to it. I am not just bringing this out of thin air. So, you know, there's the Twitter rants against Bill Gates claiming he created the COVID-19 virus and is holding the vaccine from the public for some strange reason, because a billionaire who makes billions off of selling as much products as possible would totally want annihilation of the population. Let's get this straight. Capitalism is run amok, but capitalists need people to buy their stuff. That is where we have power. So we often think that this depends on what political leanings we have or level of education and beliefs we hold. Democrats and liberals tend to think that those who favor President Donald Trump are uneducated and poor, while Republicans and Trump supporters believe they hold the truth in their convictions against liberals. This is all we've been hearing for the last 4 years, 5 years nonstop. Earlier this year, I watched the Democratic primaries unfold on Twitter and Facebook in a disturbing way, in which that brought me back to 2016. I don't know if anybody else has felt that. I'm checking chat real quick. Okay, somebody's in here with a conspiracy right now. Bill Gates' main goal is to depopulation. So this is why I have a mod, because it's not. Bill Gates has a TED Talk. You can Google it. He's been warning about pandemics for years and years and years. He has said that he believes the rich should be taxed. He has said, no, Darnell, this is not your show. You're not calling in. You're not going to sit here and bring in your conspiracy theories. This is a prime example of online manipulation. How does it happen? Oftentimes somebody comes into the comment section and they start spreading lies. They start spreading the misinformation, and it's not, and it starts confusing people. They're like, wait a minute, where'd you get this? Because we are getting our information online so much. We don't rely just on a few networks on TV. Darnell's telling me I'm not being honest. I don't know how more honest of you are not coming in to my stream to call so that you can talk about Bill Gates wants to kill us all, because I assure you, someone who makes products that depends on a number of cells is not trying to kill off the population of who he gets his money from. This doesn't make sense. That just doesn't make sense. Okay, just think about it. Just think about it. Okay, so I'm not going to sit here. This is what they'll do too. They'll have you caught up. They'll say you're lying. Then you have to go find some research and actually show it to them for this one little thing. And all of a sudden, we're not talking about online manipulation anymore, because somebody has manipulated me into talking about how Bill Gates is not trying to kill off all the population of the world. That is a conspiracy theory. There is plenty of evidence. And I'm telling you, we have to learn how to be better at informing ourselves. Seriously. Because most people know this, and if you come in here and, and start talking like this, a lot of us who know are like, are you trying to be uneducated, or do you just love your conspiracy theories? Or what is the point of saying, this random person in my chat knows exactly what Bill Gates is thinking and plotting? That doesn't make sense. I don't believe that. I would rather hear what Bill Gates thinks from Bill Gates' mouth. I look at and judge people by the actions they do. I don't just listen to these random comments and chats. if you go on Twitter and somebody posts an article about somebody, there'll be like 5 other people just pouncing on there. 2 seconds in, didn't even read the article, telling you exactly what they are, that this person is this or this person is that, or they think this way or they think that way. I need you to think about something. If somebody is telling you how another person thinks, and they're not in their head, they don't have the authority to tell you how somebody is thinking. Just think about that for a second. Why is everybody saying this? Darnell wants to show me his proof. So I bet you Darnell goes into the deep conspiracy theory sections of YouTube and finds very well cut propaganda videos that will make you think and question everything you've ever known, and you might feel a certain way. And these videos trigger your emotions to feel a certain way. And the thing is, and here's the trick, as I said, this is the conclusion. It says that they will make you believe this stuff, but really what it is you have to actually, you know, I feel like a lot of conspiracy theorists find it more entertaining and easier to just find some random YouTube videos or stuff they find on their Facebook stream, you know, and then they're like, this is the truth now. It's a lot harder to do actual educational research. Prince, I'm not sure why you're lost. I'm talking about online manipulation. So, so Prince, have you ever noticed that there's online manipulation? Have you ever noticed the conspiracy theories? Have you ever noticed that there are people that are trying to edge the conversation, the public discussion in a way that, for a reason to cause confusion, to make doubt? Did you ever like believe that there actually was a troll farm in Russia that was paid money to help Donald Trump win by causing confusion? You know, yeah. If you're talking about in my chat, I would totally, like, I'm going to keep it going because we're not going to talk about Bill Gates anymore. It's irrelevant. Okay, Bill Gates, you know, you can look at videos. He did a TED talk about this in 2015, and he warned about a pandemic and that the world was not prepared, and you know, so he's been doing that for a while. He's not been trying to kill people. It's crazy. Like, really. Bill Gates is not trying to commit mass suicide. I would consider if he was, he might try and become president of the United States and be a dictator like we have right now. But instead he's just being a billionaire. There's a lot to say about billionaires, but I assure you they probably don't even care about us. They're not trying to kill us, let alone give a damn like that. Like, seriously, they're not in your head as much as you're in theirs. Oh, excuse me. The other way around. You are not in their head. You're not even a thought in Bill Gates' head. He is in your head. That's the way it goes. Exactly. If you don't know for sure, don't believe it. And if you even question it, a quick Google search can often tell you if it's true. It doesn't mean that you believe the first top part of the search, because Google algorithms have people with ads first, you know, or paid placements. But you got to know which news source or which, you know, news source you want to listen to, which kind of personality person. Like, people trust me because I will give them evidence of everything that I have, and it's not just some random video of some person like I'm doing on YouTube. I wouldn't say I know everything. I don't. I go and find the information and I bring it to you, and that's what I'm doing. I'm not going to tell you how to think. I think that that's the problem that we have today, is too many people want to be told how to think. And there's a whole entire business, podcasts and everything, of people just firing out all this hot information. Right now, yeah, see, Darnell thinks Bill has the vaccine and he's just not giving it to anybody. because he wouldn't want to sell the vaccine either, because, you know, he's not a businessman. Oh, okay. Prince thought that Kobe dying was not real at first, and I can imagine that, because that sounds pretty wild. I mean, Kobe, why, you know, you kind of think, well, why? When I heard it, I was like, how in the world would he die? This man's, you know, very comfortable where he's at. So it is a pretty crazy thought. And thank you to my dearest moderator for keeping us on track. I need the conspiracy theorists to not go crazy in my comments. Thank you. I'm done with Bill Gates. Like, that's not the conversation. The conversation is online manipulation. Darnell is trying to manipulate the Darnell is right now trying to manipulate the conversation with his conspiracy theories to throw me off. Did you check that? Did you check that? Okay. So, the example, this article is, this article shows an example of me going through the Twitter and Facebook, thinking, oh my gosh, people are doing the same exact thing as 2016. And so according to Pew Research, 72% of adults have used at least one social media site as of February 7th, 2019. That's a 67 increase since March 25th, 2005. I don't know if you noticed, but, you know, like, even your grandparents are on social media now. This was once something that only, you know, people my age and younger started doing. So it's to me, I think a lot of people don't think of how important it is. But I'm not going to go into all of this, you know, the Bernie Sanders and all that kind of stuff, because in the end, it was just an example of how people not only they do podcasts and they make money off manipulating the public through social media. And this is a fact. So that is online manipulation. Doing fake articles that just, Darnell is on timeout, that's cute. Doing articles that try and make fake claims, which you do have to be careful of. If you're saying somebody's name, it's actually called libel. You can't just sit there and claim that Bill Gates wants to commit genocide. That's actually libel. You know that, right? There's no fact. There's no evidence. He has never said that. And as a matter of fact, he has been fighting against mass, you know, pandemic. And so, you know, I'm curious why this conspiracy theory came out. Why is it that, because it makes me think that certain people don't want him to help. You know, do you think of that? Like, why is it that people don't want us to be social distancing? Why is there such a campaign against that? Isn't that interesting? You know, like, all of these things start adding up. If you think of the big picture of what people are trying to feed you, especially from time to time, like right now, it's Bill Gates and these 5G towers because it's COVID. They're just throwing stuff together to blame it and to make it seem like a hoax. And then, you know, let's just start our economy up and have people working, and damned if they die. You know, we really got to think about how we're just cogs and somebody is trying to, you know, make us turn in their direction. Are we getting manipulated? Yes. We're vastly getting manipulated. A whole lot. So I have this big example between the Sanders campaign and Warren, and I don't think Sanders was really trying to attack Warren. I think it was people in his campaign that charged against her because she was actually getting really popular, and she might have actually won the primaries. And I'm just wondering what would have been better. Like, they thought so hard that Sanders was going to win, but what if Warren had won? instead of Biden, you know, then maybe we wouldn't be listening to these weird gaffes of Biden like today where he's, yeah, I'm not even going to go into that. And I'm still going to vote for Biden, I'm going to tell you right now. And as much as people are like going and talking all this craziness, I'm sorry, but it's still not a dictator. So unfortunately that's what we're left with. And the reason why I'm saying this is because in the future, when we have campaigns, can we not be so manipulated that we knock out good all the good candidates that we wanted, and lose for what, a purity contest? To sit here and you know, I think people think that they're politicians, they have to feel all, oh, I love this politician. No, I don't really need to love or feel like this is my best friend. I don't need this Uncle Joe stuff. I need him to fix the country. I need us not to go back to what we were doing, because that's exactly what got us to where we are. And I need us to fix what's going on. I need us to not have this whole, you know, white supremacist stuff going on in the White House. Which means that maybe he shouldn't be on saying some of the things he says. But anyways, so to end this, I said examining who falls for online manipulation. I did get research, and the research concluded that, let me read this. It concluded declining trust of citizens in democratic societies in mainstream news and their increased exposure to content produced by ill-intended sources poses a danger to democracy. And that does go along to mainstream media, because mainstream media has been falling into it. So no one is immune to misinformation on social media, as it is the level of trust in democracy and the kind of information we spread that is spread on social media platforms that can make it easy to create victims of online manipulation. And then there are some people who are really paid to do this, to go in comment section and just confuse everyone and make them angry and get you agitated. So next time you're online, think about this. Is this worth getting angry over? What this person is saying, what is going on right now? Is this the big picture that we need to be focused on? Do we really need to focus on these little gaffes that Biden is saying versus what he actually plans on doing when he, you know, if and when he gets into the White House, other than just beating Trump? Like, these are the things we need to focus on. Oh, Darnell got put on timeout. Yes, Darnell's on timeout. So, as I was saying, an observation I've made in the connection between who of my friends spread false information and who does not is a difference in who is willing to take information and learn from it, and who has not done research but will spread any information they find as if they are the authority on the subject. And sometimes I think that has a lot to do with it too, that there are a lot of people that have not taken the time to be educated. It takes a lot of time. Sometimes you actually have to go to school to get a good education. Sometimes it takes years, and people don't want to admit that, so they would rather spread conspiracy theories to act like they know something. Don't let friends spread ignorant claims, causing confusion and possible danger to the public. The problem that many people do not recognize when they blame the media for misinformation is understanding the fact that all of us create media. I am the media right now. I'm creating media, and you are participating in chat. So you are part of creating media as well. That is what social media is. Social media does not exist without its users. It is our responsibility to look into political candidates, public health and safety issues from fact-based, scientific backed sources. And I'm not talking about some bad faith science, because there is some bad faith science. There's science where we'll cherry pick data to try and come to a conclusion that will maybe benefit, let's say, a drug maker, You know, like for example, what Trump is trying to push right now, that hydroxychloroquine whatever stuff, that, you know, that's bad science. So you got to understand what is the good sources for news, what is the good sources for anything science backed. You don't have to go to school to find this stuff, but you do have to do time and research and really do critical thinking. You know, look at the big picture. Don't just like charge into one little thing and let people antagonize you emotionally on top of that. Do you want to be used? I don't want to be used like that. So if we want a functioning, informed society, it is our duty to realize our responsibilities as spreaders of information, especially to those in our inner circles and community who trust us the most. So I will post that in the description. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that the live stream enlightened you. Yeah, I think it's the online manipulation is just really out of line. It's out of hand, and it's a danger, even if to people who feel like they're doing something important and they're like trying to help their community. I have seen people who do that, who fall for not just online manipulation, but also organizations manipulating them for, you know, this, trying to act like they're nonprofits and they're really for the good of public, but they're actually just trying to make money. So, you know, you really gotta, like, sometimes you get fooled. I've gotten played, you know. I think a major part is we have to be able to accept the fact that we don't know everything, and we need to stop acting like we know everything. There's a lot we don't know. There's still a lot I don't know. So that's why I'm not going to sit here and try and tell you I know everything. I don't. All I'm going to do is find information and give it to you. And then you can decide for yourself what you want to believe. And that's the best thing we could do. Yeah, you pick the politician that can do the better job. They might not be somebody that you like. I don't like, you know, you might not like your boss. Like, since when do you like your bosses? I've had some bosses that were cool that I like, though. I'm not gonna lie, it's way better to have a boss that you like. And it's way better to be in a job that isn't abusing you. And I feel like that's where we're at in our country, is that we don't want to be abused by the people, our own politicians. Our politicians are not supposed to be running us. We're supposed to be running the politics. So, and I think we can do that. We just need to actually get to this point where we're not just yelling at each other, getting emotional about everything. It's dire. It's dire. I understand the emotion to it. But we're not going to get anywhere with that. So if you feel emotional, take a time out. Take care of your physical, your mental health, your spirituality. Maybe next time I can also talk about that too, how I take care of myself. A lot of times I open the windows and let light in. I open the door, let some clear air in. I'll light some, I make sure everything's clean, because surfaces and old, you know, debris to me connects with old bad thoughts and things that you went through. So having a clean space is very essential. And then I light some incense, you know, put something on that smells really good. Just treat yourself, take a bath, you know, and, you know, really take care of yourself. Yeah. It doesn't matter who you are. We all need to take care of ourselves. We all need somebody we could talk to when we're frustrated. We need people there for us. Don't be afraid to ask for help, because there's always somebody who can help you. I've needed help before, and then I turn around and I help other people. And you know what's one of my favorite sayings that I have picked up from Oakland? It's people will say, pay it forward. So somebody asked me, why do I help the community? Well, you're just paying something forward. Am I giving you a free therapy session? Yeah. Hey, I'm doing a good job if that's the case. Hey, you know, cheers to that. Pay it forward means, like, say somebody doesn't have their wallet, but they're at the cashier and they're like, damn it, I just need like one more dollar. This is when I heard it actually, one time. And I was like, oh, here, just, you know, take this, don't worry about it. And they were like, man, thank you, I'm gonna pay this forward. Meaning if it happened to them and they saw somebody else struggling, they were gonna help them. And that is how you make a healthy community, is you don't expect other people to do things for you just because you helped them. You don't do things just anticipating things to come forward to you. You pay it forward. You make your a healthy community around you. And that in itself is rewarding, because your community is relaxed and it's easy, and you don't have people being rude to you and selfish and greedy and being like, well, screw, you know, forget you, I don't care about your problems, you know, go back and, you know, like, it is not my problem, right? You know, so that, and there's a certain time when you it's good to, if there is a certain time when it's good to be like, you know, not in people's business. I think that is, you know, whatever you choose to, however way you choose to live, that is your business. You want to go, you know, like, obviously I'm fine with people barbecuing. I grew up to people barbecuing in parks. That makes sense. You know, I don't care, you know, how you want to identify, none of that. I think a healthy society is not depicted on how other people live like that. Their choices, their life choices, if it makes them happy, let them do it. Just be there and take care of each other when things go down. That's something I really learned from Oakland. Pay it forward, right? I hope you all do it too. I'm about to end this. Reginald, you miss Oakland? Yeah, I'm sorry, but Oakland is definitely, I wouldn't move to Vegas for Oakland. Although, I mean, you know, at times I have thought about moving too, but Oakland is great. It's just one of those unique places, right? Like, there's so many different people, and you can learn from everybody, and you can take in all these different culture, art, different expressions, and people for the most part are really look out for each other. So yeah, I've learned out a lot from Oakland. So it's 1 o'clock. I'm gonna end this. Right? I hope you get to come back and visit sometime. You know, and maybe you could spread some of that out there in Vegas and make Vegas like Oakland, you know? That's another way I consider it. I've lived in Bay Area all my life, and there's so many people I know that left, and I'm just hoping that they spread that authentic, original Bay Area attitude out there to the world, because they need it. Oakland has water. Oakland has a lot of things. There are some good and some downsides to Oakland. It is expensive out here. So yeah, it has Oakland. It's also very expensive. Did I just cough? I coughed a little bit. You questioning if I'm sick? Do I look sick? Anyways, I'm going to talk to you later. I'm going to let my friend go too, because I'm sure she doesn't want to moderate this all day. And I'm thankful for you all for coming in and chatting and saying hi and all that good stuff. And let's all take care of ourselves. Mahalo. Take care of yourself. And I will be back again. I'm planning on doing this every Friday at noon. So lunch with me at noon on Fridays. Y'all down? I will see you later. Peace out. Yeah, go ahead and watch it again.